So this is Lake Como in Fort Myers, Florida. Now liken this to the seashore in Jamestown or any part of Accra along the beach. You could see plastics, physical plastic bottles and other things washing ashore. They don't have that problem because there is clear legislation and training to stop that. But even with this clear water, as you see here, there is a hidden danger. And that's what we're going to talk about today. There is an estimated 75 to 199 million tons of plastic waste currently in our oceans, with a further 33 billion pounds of plastic entering the marine environment every single year. In Ghana, the amount of plastic washed ashore each day is overwhelming. But there is an even more pressing danger. Over time, these solid plastic pollutants disintegrate, according to experts, leaving millions of tiny microscopic fragments in the water. Here in Florida, USA, most cities deal better with solid plastic waste, but the challenge is with what cannot be seen.
Any plastic particle less than 5 millimeter in size, we call them as a microplastic. So they are manufactured.
Dr. Puspa Adikari is an associate professor with the water school at the Florida Gulf Coast University. He has been working on water quality, organic contaminants, and microplastics.
I have been working on microplastic project for a long time. So whenever I go out and grab samples for any project or microplastic related project, I grab one bottle of sample to see if there is microplastic pieces or not. To be honest, every samples that I've collected so far has at least a piece of microplastic or more. So if you are close to the wastewater treatment plants, because wastewater treatment plants are not regulated for microplastic for most of the states or most of the cities, so those areas will discharge more microplastic. If you are in the area where people use lots of cosmetics, lots of laundries, so more populated areas, the plastic pieces will be higher. So it depends where you are.
Today, his students are fetching water from Lake Como to be tested. Though the water looks clean to the eye, a cursory look at the samples under a powerful microscope reveals a shocking outcome.
Here we found a really clear blue fiber. This is from articles of clothing or that sort of thing. We mainly look for things less than 5 millimeters in size. This scale is currently at 500 micrometers, so this is like half of a millimeter in size. Here I have some measured. There's some plastic beads that we found and some black and red fibers that are definitely not natural, like algae or anything like that. This is all inorganic material, so we were able to find a few microplastics. They're very, very small, like I said, less than 5 millimeters in length, not visible to the naked eye.
Dr. Adikari traces microplastic pollution to two factors.
They are produced by two processes. One is a primary microplastic, which were produced or manufactured as a microplastic, which is basically any plastic particle less than 5 millimeter in size. We call them as a microplastic. So they are manufactured as a primary microplastic when they are produced to use for different things like cosmetic products or beads and things like that. Second process is secondary microplastic, where if you have a big piece of plastic or plastic bottle, we call macroplastic, on the ocean or on the water for long term, they start breaking down. They don't degrade, but they start breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces with the sunlight, and they change into tiny microplastic pieces.
Research funded by the Dutch National Organization for Health Research and Development and Common Seas, an NGO, recently detected microplastics in human blood for the first time. A recent study found that microplastics can latch onto outer membranes of red blood cells and may limit their ability to transport oxygen. We all want to see a beautiful beach like this one in Lee County. It doesn't come by chance. It takes great effort, conscientization of the mind that we need not put plastics anywhere. That is why you don't see any trash washing ashore on these beaches. Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asaridonko, Lee County, Florida, USA.